guys, you're welcome back to my channel, and my name is nazor.ezeh, aka Utongwa Special. But this video is a very serious one, and it's also a very impromptu one. Okay, so 3 months ago, Banter with NJ and I collaborated, and then we filmed a video creating awareness about sickle cell anemia. And you know what, I'm going to link that video in the end cards. No, not in the end cards, in the description box. I'm going to link my video, NJ's video, and also I'm going to link the video that inspired our videos, which is the video by Fire by Sickle. I'm going to link all these videos I just mentioned in the description box of this video. And please, it's very pertinent, it's very important to me that when you're done watching this video, you should also go to the description box and click on those links to watch all those videos, because those videos I'm going to link are more detailed. This one now is more like, should I say a recap? No, this one is more like a summary of those videos. And why am I filming it again, or rather why am I filming another version of that video? Well, it is because we are in the month of June, and today, June 19th, is the World Sickle Cell Anemia Day, while September is the official month for sickle cell awareness. So because today is June 19th, I'm putting out this video. There's a reason why this campaign is very important to me. It is not that I am a sickle cell warrior. No, I am not a sickle cell warrior, and I don't know anybody that is a sickle cell warrior, but it hurts me when I see sickle cell warriors, when I read stories about them, when I watch videos about them, because this is a condition that can easily be prevented if only we can do the right thing. And it's painful to know that so many people are ignorant about this condition. In fact, there are people that think they know about it, but they don't really know about it. It's sad that people, do you know that there are adults like you and me watching this video right now that don't know what their genotype is, or rather they don't know what their genotypes are. They don't know if they are AA, they don't know if they are AS, they don't know if they are SC, they don't know if they are AC, they don't know nothing. It is shocking, but it is true. And there are people who know what their genotypes are. They know that they are actually sickle cell carriers because they have an S in their genes, but they just leave everything to chance. They decide to just marry and take risk because of love, because they love each other. It hurts me. That's why I'm very passionate about this campaign, because I try to use my platform to create more awareness, to touch people's hearts so that they will do the right thing, because this condition, like I said, is very preventable. All you need to know, in fact, this video is a call to action. You that is watching me right now, you are single, you have not had a child, I want you to go, after watching this video, make plans, make an appointment to go get yourself tested and know what your genotype is, because that is the first step to preventing and eradicating this sickle cell condition, the sickle cell anemia. Because when you know what your genotype is, then you get to know if you're compatible with certain genotypes. You get to know the genotypes that you are compatible with, and then that's the first step. Yeah, I know that we were taught in school about genotypes, about the combination and what they result into. That's why, remember, then they write it on the board. They write AA, they write AS. They will now start drawing lines to connect them, and they will now start writing the combination, what it results to. Now, some people are ignorant. They think that the order in which the combination of genes are written on the blackboard is the order in which the children will come. No, that is not what it is. It does not happen that way. You cannot decide what genes your children will carry. You can't, it just happens. And your child can, if you decide to go and marry somebody that is a carrier like yourself, your child can happen to be a sickle cell warrior. And trust me, you don't want that to happen, because the pain that they go through is out of this world. It is better imagined than experienced. When you read stories, when you watch videos, you would understand it is a very painful condition. You don't want that to happen to your child. It is a very excruciating condition. Sisi Okpe, like I mentioned, is a sickle cell warrior, and she gave us a first-hand experience, like she is a very long video. If possible, watch it till the very end, no matter how long it takes you to watch that video. Then you would understand better. Then you will take the necessary precautions to make sure that you play your part and not bring in, oh God, I don't know. I really don't know what words to use. I don't know what words to use to convey the way I feel, to pass this message across to you, for you to know the urgency of this message, for you to know how important it is that this condition should be eradicated. That is why I am using my stage, my platform, to do this. The worst one that breaks me so much is the fact that there are people who know these things, they are aware of these things, but selfishness, oh God, out of selfishness, they decide that because they love their partners, because they love whoever they are in a relationship with, let them just go ahead and marry, let them just go ahead and risk it, that maybe by chance they will end up giving birth to children who don't carry the sickle cell genes. Who told you? Who told you that you will not give birth to children that will carry the sickle cell genes? Who told you that what if you give birth and your first child happens to be a sickle cell carrier? What are you going to do? Are you prepared? Are you prepared to go through that stress, for your child to go through that pain? Are you strong enough to bear it when your child is spending almost all his days or all her days in the hospital from one crisis to another? Because you cannot choose. Yeah, I know that in some parts of the world, some advanced countries, you can actually detect, they can test while the baby is in the belly to know if the baby is carrying those genes, and then they would, I don't know, they test. But in Nigeria, you can't. How many people can afford to do it? Even if it's free in other parts of the world, it is not free in Nigeria. It is very expensive. How many people can afford to do that test? Not many people can afford to do that test. So why not do it the easy way by staying away from people whose genes are not compatible with your own? But there are people that are so wicked. I call it wickedness. That is what it is, because you cannot tell me otherwise. It is only wickedness that will make somebody know that he or she is a sickle cell gene carrier. As long as you have an S in there, you are a carrier. It is only wickedness that will make them go and decide to procreate with somebody else that has S in their genes, and then give birth to children to come to this world to suffer until they die, because that is what it is. It is torture. It is suffering. Doctors that manage children with sickle cell condition, they cry. They say it is a terrible thing to behold when you see a child going through that crisis. It's true that some of them live to be adults, but do you know the amount of pain they go through? Do you know how much they suffer? Don't say it is love. I love my partner so much. We love each other so much. We cannot live without each other. We are gonna die without each other. Our love is so strong. It's so sacred. It's so pure. Let's just risk it. Let me tell you something. It is not worth it. That love is not worth it. That love, let me give you shocker of your life. That love is gonna sour. It is going to die. It will perish, that love of yours. Let me tell you why it's going to perish. By the time your child starts spending all his days and all her days in the hospital, the stress of watching your child go through crisis is enough to kill that love. The stress of watching your other children, the siblings of the sickle cell warrior, go through the pain and trauma of watching their siblings suffer, because it is not only your, let me tell you something, you are not ready. You are not ready. The ripple effects that it has when one child is a sickle cell warrior, it affects all other children. Do you think it's easy for you now to watch your sibling in pain? Do you think it's easy to live in constant fear that your sibling might die? They keep on wondering, is it this crisis that will take the life of my sibling? Is this the crisis that will kill my brother or my sister? It is tough on them. And then the child that is a sickle cell warrior would constantly live in fear that, hey God, is this the crisis that will kill me? Am I going to die? I don't want to die. And then you, the parents that loved each other so much, you will not be wondering, hey God, is this the crisis that will take our child? Is this the end of the road? Let me tell you something. There is no love that is worth it. you will begin to resent each other. You will begin to hate each other. You will not stand each other anymore. You will not even be seeing each other, because at that point when your child is going through that type of crisis and that type of pain, all your concern will be for your ailing child. You will not be seeing each other. You will be so stressed financially, emotionally, and otherwise. And when I say financially, you need to go and watch Fari by Sisi Okpe's video to understand that sickle cell anemia, that condition, is a very, very expensive condition to maintain. Do you know that it can cost, a crisis alone can cost you up to 1 million naira? Do you know that there are some times when it can cost you up to 500,000 naira to secure a bed? Do you know that blood is very expensive, and your child is going to need a lot of blood, and very often too? Do you know that it can cost you 150,000 naira per night? It is a very expensive disease to maintain. So don't tell me it's because of love. We love each other. Our love is so pure. When it hits, both of you will forget that there was a time you loved each other to the point of death. It is not worth it. Oba Rulu. If only you will listen. There is no need. There is no need to put your child through all that pain. There is no need to put your family through all that pain and trauma, because you cannot choose. You can't choose the genotype that your child will come into the world with. Let me tell you something. If you decide, there's actually a way out. There's actually another angle. If you decide that your love is too strong, that we have to marry, you can't live without each other, then adopt. Go and adopt children. You don't have to bear children of your own, because you cannot choose. Like I said, you can't choose the genes they will come into the world with. So that's another angle. Adopt. Adoption is the way out. That way you stay together, you stay in love, and you are happy because you have children that you adopted as your own. It's better than just risking it. In Banter with Angels video, in the comment section, somebody commented and said, yes, I knew, me and my husband, we both knew we were ASAS, and then we still risked it, and we trusted God, and we gave birth to a child, and our child was not SS. I don't know how I felt about that comment. Honestly, I do not know how I felt about that comment. But let me ask a question. Why do we like to put God to the test? Yes, I know that what God cannot do does not exist. He's able to do everything. He can actually turn SS to AA. He can turn SS to AS. But why test him like that in matters like this? It matters when you can easily apply common sense, the akonuche that he gave you. Why test him? Okay, she said, yeah, God answered their prayers, God did this, God did that. Okay, but what if they tried and gave birth to a sickle cell warrior? Why leave it to chance? Why test God like that? It's so sad, because there are so many people like that. I call it selfishness and wickedness, because it is selfishness and wickedness, honestly. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't tell me nothing. So my advice is this: go and find out what your genotype is. Try as much as possible. Make it a matter of utmost priority to find out what your genotypes are if you do not know what it is. And then, a word of advice: when you find out your genotypes, go and do another test somewhere else to get a second opinion. If possible, be triple sure. Do 3 tests to be sure, because I've heard stories where the results are inaccurate. They do the first test and they say they are not, that they are AA. And then they give birth in the future, and the child is always falling sick. And then they test the child and they find out that the child is a sickle cell warrior. How? Because the tests were inaccurate. So when you don't just depend on one test, when you do it somewhere else again, just to be sure. And then when you find yourself, you see someone you're talking to and you feel like you can be in a relationship with that person, let one of the very first questions you ask that person be, what is your genotype, please? I really want to know. It's very important to me that I know what your genotype is. Even if you don't ask any other question on that very first date, let that be the first question you will ask, or the only question you will ask, to avoid regrets. To avoid regretting your union, find out what your genotypes are before you decide to get married and having children. Do you know that there are people it's true that most churches, they request for a genotype result, to know what your genotypes are before they marry you guys. But there are some people that are so selfish that they find a way, mago, abi, what do they call it, to get married against all odds. They find a way to still do it and get married. It is not worth it. See, it is not worth it. You don't need to put your child through that kind of pain. You don't need to put your family through that kind of pain and trauma. And just know that you see that sickle cell condition is not something you can say, our money is finishing, let's just manage this thing at home. You have to always go to the hospital, because if you decide to stay at home and manage it, your child can just die at home. I mentioned it in the first video. Your child can just die at home. So you always have to go to the hospital, whether you have the money or not. What if you now start running into debts? You now start incurring debts because of that condition, which you would have prevented if you had stayed away from each other from day one. If you had made the right decision of not getting married. It is painful, especially when you have fallen deep in love with each other, and then you end up finding out that both of you, your genotypes are incompatible, and then you know that you now have to break up. It is painful, but let me tell you something, just do it. Just do it, so that you will not regret in the long run. Eventually, you will find out that it is not worth it. I know people that are strong. I give it to them because they are very strong. When they find out and they still stay away from each other, they cry, they go through the heartbreak, they go through the pain, but they make that right decision of staying away from each other, as it should be. So to avoid going through the heartbreak and pain and everything, find out from the very first time, the very first date, what is your genotype, my brother, my sister? I just want to know. It's very important to me. That way, you save yourself the pain, you save yourself the heartbreak, you save yourself the trauma and the regrets in the future. Pico, I'm going to bring this video to an end. It's very important that you comply with the call to action in this video and find out your genotype. Today, again, is World Sickle Cell Anemia Day. So we're creating awareness. If you have a platform where you can share this video, kindly do so. If you can share the videos in the description box as well, kindly do so. It's going to go a long way in eradicating the sickle cell condition, because it is ignorance that makes these things keep on going on. One more thing before I go, let me talk to those people who are very insensitive, who say all kinds of crap to sickle cell warriors, who ask them questions like, why are your eyes yellow? Why are you always sickly? Why do you always fall sick? Why are you why are you unable to do strenuous things? Why are you not able to go to the beach? Why are you not? See, stop with the questions. Listen, I've never heard that anybody ever died of reading. Nobody has ever died of reading. So read up on these things, so that you would at least have some knowledge and stop coming across as insensitive and ignorant. I don't know why people don't like to read. I do not know. I don't understand why people don't like to read. You need to do yourself a favor and read up on matters like this, so that you will sound a little bit more human, so that you don't go across talking all sorts of crap that you're not supposed to say. Capiche? Okay, this brings me to the end of this video. Thank you so much if you've watched up to this point. Stay safe, stay blessed, and we're gonna see ourselves in the next video. Bye.